Right? He has the invoice date and he has the due date because, you know, he's this, but he's nice, right? So he's telling me when it's due. Okay. Yeah, you could do that under payment terms. You could say, you know, if paying by check, please make checks payable to. All right, and then we're down into here. Personally, the trip charge line, it says trip charge, and then right next to it, I would just put trip charge. I love his description. I would have just put the description on the labor line, because if you notice, his labor line is empty. So I'd have just taken that wonderful description and just moved it down, because everyone that you're going to knows they're going to get a trip charge because you're going to them. It's a convenience fee. Never say convenience fee because that pisses everyone off. But you just say trip charge, trip charge. Someone billed me $100 and something and 95 cents for a trip charge. Are you guys really not doing a whole dollar amount for your trip charge?
Coming from a dealership, everything's whatever 95.
So you need to get in touch with your people and figure out what your actual hourly labor rate is and your actual trip charges, because we don't play games like that. You know, we don't have time to play games like that. It's just, I know. It's always something. It's like gas, right? 99.9 tenths. You know, it's like anyway. I'm just messing with you. It's fine, but you need to. So the other thing is he needs to be at the same rate everyone around him is. Now, technically, according to the government, that's collusion. But as long as we don't talk about it in open play and on microphones, it's not collusion. Okay. So, so, customer reported that the Auto 34s, thank you for making up a serial number because I said it was over 2,000 but under 3,000, was unoperative and unresponsive to control inputs. TNT rep determined that it was the universal inverter was defective. Technician removed and replaced the universal inverter and verified full machine operation. Loved it. It's concise. It tells me what was wrong. It says that I love that he said determined rather than diagnosed, right? Because I like determined. Okay. Cute, to the point. Because, and this is the reason I did this, because if you have an Auto 34 under 2,000 or an Auto 34 over 3,000, the labor rate is not 3 hours. It's only like 0.6, right? But there was a time in Auto 34S history that we put the inverter in the middle of nowhere, and you have to pull out the whole entire spindle, transmission, motor, everything is just connected. Okay. So that's why it pays 3 hours for that one very slim. That's why I gave it to you that way. Now, you had an interesting question, but that was good. Okay. And then he puts down the part number, which is fine. And then he bills me out for the part number. And then he has sales tax. Okay. He has sales tax. And then he has a total. Okay. So everything looks great. What I will tell you to do, however, if there's more than one series, let's take cameras. Let's take a camera. There's left cameras and right cameras on a Hawkeye Elite. Okay. If you're replacing the left camera, put down the serial number of the replacement, because what happens in 3 months when the right camera goes out? Just replace the camera, right? Because it's the same labor, it's the same everything, and no one's ever going to believe you that you didn't just replace the left camera, right? So if you just put the serial number, like replace left camera with serial number, that way in 3 months the guy's gonna be like, you just did it. Well, I see. I almost did. Stop there. The new guy, anyway, it's just here. So, but that way you can go out and you go, no, sir, it says right here, the last time I was out 3 months ago, I replaced the left side, and here's the serial number. And even if he doesn't believe you, you can take the left side cover off and take your flashlight. Some of you guys' flashlights are obscene, by the way, and need to be under military advisement. And then you can actually prove to them that serial number is on the left side. Now, it doesn't happen, but there's every once in a while you're going to get that one guy who thinks you're just trying to pull something over. I don't know why they're like that. I don't get it. But then you can prove to them that you really did do the left side. Okay. The one thing I want to thank you I got free shipping. You didn't charge me for shipping, right? You didn't charge me for shipping. The next thing we're going to talk about is I'm going to go to here. No. Shipping is shipping.
Until you actually.
Well, and then isn't there a tariff?
Well, I was getting to that. I was getting to that.
That $238 tariff on the.
Yes. So let me.
You have a deal like, hey, spend $5 from the EU.
Bro, it costs like $700 for freight and tariffs.
How much? How much?
Like 700.
No.
His freight.
Have you been standing next to Mike lately?
I worked with Brandon last night on the pricing.
Okay. We'll see how it goes. All right. So.
Yeah, but you're gonna be a millionaire.
All right. So.
30 days for the rest of my life.
So when you go to service, if you go to price lookup, okay, price lookup is amazing because if I type in INV2K 2019, by the way, whoever made that part number has never played Madden, football, basketball, or soccer because you do not say 2K 2019. How white do you have to be to say 2K 2019? Okay. All right. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But they're embarrassing themselves. They're embarrassing me. Okay. All right. So
That's the computer version. Those guys that came out of the computer.
okay. So this is super. Okay. Let's make it big. Okay. Here we go. Okay. It says 210246, which is great. If you hit more info, when you hit more info, it gives you all of these really cool notes. And then when you click on reference link, it will take you to the link, so you don't have to search for it. Right? You don't have to try to figure out where you're going. So this is great because it gives you, and then it tells you what the warranty period is. Also very nice, right? Now the warranty period is when it comes brand new from the factory, right? When you're replacing it, it only comes with a 6-month parts and labor warranty. But from data installation, it carries a 36-month part warranty, okay, which is really cool, right? Because it's something else to know. And then every once in a while, you'll get a picture. Now, here's the fun part. It took me 5 years and a lot of questions. Believe it or not, this picture isn't for you. This picture is for the people who pick the parts, so they know what they're picking. Because they don't know what they're picking. They are not. They're not technician-y people. They're more. We have to wheel in TVs during March Madness so they can see all the basketball games on big screen TVs while they're working. Okay, so what I want you to notice is it comes with an inverter. It comes with both mounting brackets, and it comes with the remote location wiring harness. So all of this is included in that kit. Oh, he's export. Hold on. He's export. Hold on. Let me do it this way. Hunter.com. Type in the www and it goes right to it. Do you know why? Do you know why? Okay. When you don't type in www into a Google search, Google charges you 2 pennies to put the www into it to link you to that website. So guess what we don't pay Hunter? Well, guess what we don't pay Google? 2 pennies. That's why it sits there. But as soon as you type in the www, it goes right to it. Because rich people stay rich because they don't spend money. Every other company in the world's like, yeah, I'll give you 2 pennies. We're like, we ain't paying you nothing. But we save the 2 cents. And every time someone looks for Hunter Engineering, we don't pay them the 2 cents. Now, it just hides it, right? It just hides it. International distributor. So your website looks like this. And then if I go to service, carton breakdown, electronics, make delicious. Hold on. Frequently asked OEM, parts list, QIR, scrap. Ooh, scrap and parts. That's nice. Hey, you got a service wallet. That's very cool. All right. So you're just going to go to carton breakdown, right? Because it says carton and parts breakdown. And if I go to here, how do you look up parts?
Don't show up.
Oh, do you have to put, it says, yeah, the RP6 dash.
Don't show her that.
Oh, because I'm trying to do a carton breakdown. I would have to do like Auto 34 or something stupid like that. All right. Let me go back to here. So do you guys have just, Express catalog. You probably have to go to here, Express. Yes. Create new order. So then I can put in one INV2K 2019.
You logged in on your St. Louis login?
So believe it or not, every single one of us can access the export site. You guys have no reason to do that, but I log in. So this is his site should look just like this.
What's it look like, ours? No, it just has two screens. Advanced product guide builder and basic viewer on the Express side. Did you go order entry yet?
No. When he goes on to when he logged into his main Hunter page, this should be this is where he landed.
Right, and then when you hit Express, yours came up with like totally different. Yours came up with like ours.
Yeah.
It's totally different.
What does it say? Does it pop up the little pop up and you can choose left or right?
Let's try that part number.
INV RP6-INV2K2019. Does it say validating?
It came up with list price.
Okay, good. Well, he's paying distributor, and dealer is list. Dealer's dealer. Now, when you click on it, does it give you the surcharge, or you don't pay the surcharge? Maybe you don't, because you're not in the U.S. You probably don't pay the surcharge, because Trump, we hadn't taken over Tobago yet. We're getting there. We got other things above you, but
Yeah, it's far less detailed than our paper was.
and Eduardo will work with you on this. All right. So for us guys here, okay. So this is great because now sometimes this sucks because all they show you is a picture of the box that the people are picking. Doesn't help, right? So okay. So then what we do is, because if you notice there is no surcharge, right? So you start on Express, you look at all the notes if you need to look at the notes. Maybe it gives you a picture that's usable, maybe it doesn't give you a picture that's usable. After you go to price lookup, then you can go back to Express. Okay, and then you're going to go over to an order, right? Then you can type in INV. I know. Sometimes they give them to you, sometimes they don't. But what Express does for you is Express gives you the search. You have to click add. But then Express gives you the surcharge, okay, which is only $268, not $786.
Well, no, I mean that, but I'm saying also too with the shipping and freight and all that, you get down on about $700 after taxes.
How is shipping different than freight?
Well, that's the surcharge. Is that the
Cer-
tariffs?
Yep, that's tariffs.
And then you got freight.
Okay. So shipping and freight is one thing, right? That's one line,
Tariffs.
right? So
I guess I was overestimating on freight.
yeah, by about $500.
Yeah. Don't get it back in a
It's a
credit.
heavy motor though.
Hey, don't get it back in
No.
it. Hey, you got credits now.
Well, so when you actually do the order, doesn't it populate freight? You actually order it and tell you how much you're paying for freight.
Yeah.
So then,
Yeah.
how do you know how much you charge for freight?
You will after about 3 months. And then after, so if you want,
So
So-
$500 for the first 3 months.
so what you can do is you order the part on Tuesday. We ship it Wednesday. No, you order the part today. You order the part at 4:30 today. The order doesn't go in till tomorrow. We ship it Thursday. Okay, let's say he's in New York. It's going to take 2 days to get it to New York. So if we shipped it on Thursday, it's shipping over the weekend, and he gets it on Monday. Okay, because we billed him, because he ordered it today, but it's shipped out Wednesday, it invoices on Thursday. Okay, so that means he has Friday and Monday. And if he's at the dealership, let's just he gets to the dealership on Monday, he can always look up the invoice because we actually send you an email. It's just a text email, or you can go into your saved orders list, and you can find if you put down in the purchase order number John Smith Chevrolet, right? So then you can put down in the order number John Smith Chevrolet, and then you can go to that order because that order has already been invoiced. The shipping is already on that order. And then you can see whether we charged you $500 or if we charged you $38.72, which is more likely than $500, but $500 is not out of the realm of possibility. But more importantly, it gives you the surcharge, right? Because you literally lost, I'm going to go $40 in shipping, not $500. So you lost $300 on the invoice, but that's fine because this is why we're doing this. Okay. So I always start in Express and then I move over to, no, I start over at parts pricing and then I go to Express because that gives me my surcharge. Okay. So because he was first, this is all really good. And by being first, he doesn't get made fun of. Now everyone else is going to get made fun of. Okay. It's nice. It tells me what happened. It tells me what he did. It's not overly chatty, but it's not like, replaced inverter. Okay. All right. Next. Dave Rainey. Good morning. I was looking for a list of hunter tools a new rep needs to buy from us, Cal Barnes, balancers, accessories. Fine. Like delicious. Only the NADA's parts are being professional. Make sure. I do not need the replay. The first person to send me one in. We're gonna skip Mike because
Mine got all messed up. I can show you how mine looks on my screen, but
the only way I know how to find the tariff is to put it in pricing in in part in Express and let it pull it up. That's the only place that I know where to find it. All right,
yeah, I got all messed up.
it's fine. Again, you're gonna have QuickBooks here
Yep.
because your email works, unless unlike short time back there. All right, she's not even bothering in them. She already knows. All right, so. I know, right? It's just a waste of time at this point. So Service call, customer called to remind tire change are not working, met with techs on site and confirmed that there is no rotation inverter with built-in inrush TC. Okay, now obviously it's going to look different. The 2300, because is that how much it was, or did you put
no, so I called the rep that I talked to.
Okay.
Talked to him.
Huh?
He had a different outlook on it than most people. He said the less lines, the better to get picked apart on. Same thing.
That's fine.
And he said to put the surcharge, the 15%, in with the price of the item.
Fine. The tariff.
Yeah.
Okay. No, and thank you for saying that, because I personally like that better, right? Who wants to see a separate line that says tariff? Nobody wants a separate line with tariff. So, Jake, huh?
Had customers get pissed if they had like a tariff charge on there. They could
Right. Oh, how they gonna know unless you tell them?
We had customers that had set pricing on parts, so if they got something that was over that, it was bad.
Set pricing on parts through whom?
Like, so take like discount tire, it's on CDK and they've got 60,
Oh.
90 days to pay or whatever.
Yeah.
We had customers that were at a set rate on price, so they
Right.
knew they were getting charged every
Yeah.
time. And so if something come back different, just even once,
Yeah.
why is this 15% higher than it was 3 weeks
Yeah.
ago?
Guess what? You don't have to deal with those questions. Guess what? They like you now. I'm not sure I do yet, but they like you now. So, because you're fixing their equipment, they don't. We'll get to Mike in a minute, but everyone else's invoice, everyone will be fine. Okay, so I don't really want to say hide the tariff, but include the tariff in the Jake's next invoice, he'll just take the tariff, including it in the price. Yes, because again, no one wants to see diagnostic, because everyone knows diagnostic is just a ripoff. So you include diagnostic in the labor, right? That's why you only have one line for labor. No one knows how much labor is really involved in replacing that inverter, right? You could charge 3 hours for that inverter. You could charge 4.5 hours for that inverter. Okay. The only thing you have to do is if you charge like 7 hours to replace that inverter, and the customer calls the regional manager, the first thing the regional manager is going to do is send a copy of that invoice to Matt Wise, because he doesn't know what good labor is versus bad labor. So he's going to send your invoice to Matt Wise. As long as you can reasonably sustain why you charge 7 hours of labor to replace the inverter, Matt Wise will be like, cool. So Matt Wise is going to look up the labor time for this particular inverter, which pays 2.7 warranty, right? Everyone jumps it up to 3 hours. Nothing. Okay. Throw in a half hour for diagnostic. That makes it 3.5, right? So all of a sudden you're up to 3.5. Maybe you did something. Now, maybe you did something else on the bill. Maybe not only did you replace the inverter, but maybe the motor was bad too. So now there's an extra half hour of labor in replacing the motor, because you can replace the inverter. You have to take the motor out, but you don't have to take the motor off to replace the inverter. So you've already got the motor out, right? This is all just sitting there on top. You're replacing the inverter. You're putting on the relocation kit, because you have to bolt the relocation kit to the motor, but you don't have to take the motor off the bracket. You don't have to tension the belt. So you put on another, I don't know, half hour, 8/10, I don't know, whatever you want to do, right? So now you're from 3.5, maybe now you're at 4.3. Maybe you're egregious and you went to 4.5. Matt Wise isn't going to get upset that you rounded up 2/10. Okay. Now if you round up 2 hours, Mr. $500, you round up 2 hours, somehow you have to, but as long as you can come up to reasonably how you got to 4.5 hours or 4.3 hours, Matt's going to respond with, looks good. He's going to respond to your area manager. Everything, everything looks good. I can't argue about any of the pricing on this. Okay. And then the area manager is going to go back to the customer and he's going to go, look, I ran this invoice through by Hunter. Hunter says that all the charges seem to be in line with what we're charging. It's just intergalactic back orders, and it's just, and then your area manager has to put on his, his top hat and a little cane, little like the little frog from Saturday morning cartoons on the piano. Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragtime. So that's what we pay area managers to do. They smooth things over, right? They carry a lot of. It's like Diddy. They have a lot of cream and a lot of butter. All right. So, um, but again, that's fine. Okay. Sales tax. Um, okay. So a service call, great. A freight. Okay. Thank you for not putting $500 in freight. That's great. Um, the signal cable. A lot of you guys have the signal cable in there, and I don't know why you guys put the signal cable in there.
It said on the bulletin when you're doing this repair, you can either swap it from the other
Swap, yes. Okay.
place
Or
replace it.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's something that's what
Okay. Now, $35 for an inverter cable is like 35. It's like whatever, right? Okay. No tariff though, but you do have
It's in the
shipping.
price.
Oh, it is in the price. That's right. It is in the price. Okay, thank you. So you do have the tariff. And again, I like that it's not there, right? And then labor, it says unit price. Now, rather than unit price, I like hours, right? Because no one wants to see unit price and then, but if you just put down 3 hours and then the total's $496, they have to do a little math to figure out it's $155 an hour. But it's not just glaring them in the face that you're charging $155 an hour and you charge them 3 hours. So if you can fix QuickBooks to show hours rather than dollars, it always works out better, right? Because people are used to seeing, but people are used to seeing hours, right? You guys build hours all day long, right? An hour to this, half hour to do that, 2/10 to do this. Oh well, okay. So, but the area man, your service managers are already used to seeing hours, hourly rate, hours, not hourly rate, but hours, and then you get total, right? So, um, JVR equipment. There's the phone number. No email. Just put the email down. Give people as many opportunities to get a hold of you as humanly possible, right? Invoice, and then you'll change the invoice to me. That's boring. All right. Thank you for your business. Great. Uh, Nothing about net. You probably should just put net 30 because some people, if you don't put net 30, they'll go, well, I didn't have to pay because I didn't see a net. Sometimes you have to play the odds. Okay. Yeah, nice, concise. It's good. You know what bothers me? My OCD. The sales tax
Yeah,
is
I don't
over.
know why I did that.
Over here. No.
But
Here.
It
So,
had a whole lot more in the
No.
labor area.
I'm sure it
explaining
did.
what I did,
But you'll get QuickBooks and then everything else will look good. All right. Who's next? Precision, and this is probably so. Here's the first one from an actual QuickBooks. Right, so I can view the details. Right, and then when I go out there, as long as he hasn't deleted it, so let them know no thanks. View invoice. Okay, so. Okay, so what's really cool for you guys is every time I look at this invoice, it shows up.
if you download it as a PDF,
If you click those three bars on the left, it should go away. The side menu on the all the way on the other side. There you go.
Oh, the hamburger.
There you go.
I mean, how do I get big?
I was just editing.
yeah, you just got his again.
Yeah.
So he's editing.
That's fine. Ooh, I like that. He's got the little doohickey right here. Very nice. Very nice. But if he goes back to QuickBooks, it'll say that I viewed it, which is the great thing about QuickBooks Online, because you're going to call people and you're going to be like, hey, you know that $3,000 invoice I sent you last month? That's just going to, yeah. They're going to be like, I never got it. You know exactly they're lying because you can see how many times they opened that invoice and looked at that invoice. Now you have to be very tactful when you do this. Be like, one more time.
I think TikTok does it as well.
Oh, TikTok does it? Okay. You can see how many people viewed it. That's nice and cool though that it does it. So again, you can see that I've opened this thing 4, 5, 6, 8 times, right? And then you have to somehow put on a smiley face and go, I can send it to you directly to your email if you like, and then you can download it as a PDF and send it to their email. But they looked at it 8 times already, right? So that's really cool that it does that. All right, next one. Dave Randy, I'm assuming they can buy this. Yes.
Oh, where's my money?
My brother called me last night. He looked at his aging report and he is 35 grand on his aging report. So he said he's going to have to start shaking the trees and hitting the highways trying to find money. Because at this point, he's just a bank. Right. So
Didn't you say your brother's like gigantic?
he's 6'9", 385. Yeah,
Yeah, big dude.
he's a gentle guy, though. He's a lot like Steve.
Yeah, but you have no good money.
That's true. All right, so again, I can view details. Whose is this? I forget who this is. Why does it come up not a full frickin' page? I want it to go like this. How do I make it go like that?
I didn't know what it is. I updated. I didn't have my rep number, and I fixed my label. Just so you know.
Okay.
Those were wrong.
Try pushing F11. So
I don't want extra credit for doing it right because I didn't do it right the first time. I just didn't know that.
I just realized I just went to mine. Yeah, it was 275 an hour. I was like, whoa, wait a minute.
So I know F11 is supposed to be.
Missed the one there.
Dave, how much? Dave, you've been doing this more than 6 months. When they buy tools from us, is that part of the extended terms they get? Yes. 3 months, no payments, then 12 equal payments after that. He sells equipment way better than he signs up new people for class. Okay. Jim Tworick, Broken Arrow. You're going to put a logo over here at some point. Got an email, got a phone number, service call, built-in inverter, ready to put the tariff in it. That's great. Balancer serial number does not power up. Tested power to the unit. Test okay. Found no power out of the inverter. Replaced the inverter. You know, it's nice. It's cute. Freight shipping, $50, not $500. Thank you for leaving off a zero there. Sales tax is great. Total $32.50. That's great. Balancer serial does not power up. Tested power unit. Test okay. Found no power out of the inverter. Replaced inverter. Yeah, it's just minimal, but it's fine, right? It tells me what you did, right? It tells me what's going on. Again, this is great. It gives me a part number. It gives me a quantity. It gives me, it's fine. This is fantastic. KSC 128-1001. Wonderful. That's great. Right. Precision equipment. I may have looked at this one already, but we're gonna look at it again because it's in date. Is there $500 in shipping?
No, I think I did like 198
$198.
or 189. Let's take a stab in the dark.
Take better stabs or turn the light on. One of the two, or both.
I figured my shipping on the freight was, like, so I cut it to a third.
Okay. Email, phone number, CLE, great. Net 30, great. Okay, due date. Note to customer. Machine was intermittently losing power during operation. That'll never happen with an inverter. Unit would power on but shut down under load. Again, never happened in an inverter. I love your tone. Causing the table and bead loosener functions to become inoperable. The bead loosener functions are air, but this is cool because now they're electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie, woogie. All right. Issue resulted in repeated machine resets and the inability to complete safety. You know what I love about the service manager? Of all people in here, the service manager knows that you never BS a BSer because a BSer can always smell BS. And what does the service manager of the group do? Pulls out the crusty old BS knife that has other people's BS on it and then slathers it all over the invoice. Wow. The Grey Poupon? You bring me some Grey Poupon on that knife? Holy moly. Perform diagnostic inspection and electrical testing. Found the universal inverter internally shorted. Okay, so he just negated his first paragraph with his second paragraph, right? Causing unstable voltage output and under load. Inverter was confirmed by erratic DC output readings, which is fantastic because the inverter is an AC inverter. This is great. Wow. Fall conditions. Root cause determined to be inverter degradation. Big words. I love it. Due to age and see, they wouldn't know what degradation was. What are you trying to tell me, boy? I ain't understanding them big fancy words you're putting there. Powered down and locked out machine for safety procedures. Remove failed inverter, which also negates first and second paragraphs in the third. Installed new OEM spec universal inverter. Verified proper wiring, grounding, and voltage output. Performed functional testing on turntable. It doesn't have a turntable. Come on, it's an auto 34. What are we doing here, man? All right. Bead loosener. I love because he doesn't want to put bead breaker because that's a negative connotation, right? So we're loosening the beads. And inflation systems. Confirm stable operation under load and return unit to service. Wow. I feel like I need to take a baby wipe and clean off after reading that one. Holy cow. I think I got something on me. No, thank you. Mike doesn't provide those with his service. I'll get to that in a second. No baby wipe. That's money right there. All right. Inverter labor freight. Okay. And again, I don't know if you fixed it or if you put the tariff in, but that's great. We have tariffs, we have sales tax, we have freight. And I love. I'm sorry.
I just did the trip charge on the labor.
That's a little box for $180.
Oh, did you? Yes.
Well, they're delivering it by
So believe it or not, the one thing you can call out is the trip charge. You always expected to see a trip charge, right? When Ken, Raymond, Philip, what was his name? Rick. Yeah, right. But they always had trip charges on it.
That way it's nice when you don't charge them trip charge too, because they're used to seeing it.
Well, so another thing too, he charges tax on labor, right? If you lump it into the labor, now he's paying taxes on a trip charge, right? If you pull trip charges out separate, I don't think trip charges are taxed labor. So now, he's overcharging freight by $500, but he's losing $10 on tax because he's taxing his own trip charge. So now you're only making $490 on freight. I don't know how you're going to stay in business at $400. You're losing that $10. So, but again, there might be an accounting thing, right? So he may actually have to break trip charges out, and that's fine. All right, cute little logo. Love the logo. Love the logo. All right. So what I'm hoping is that Mike's going to see that all these pricing is around the same.
Just say lost opportunity.
Yeah. He went bigger. All right. I don't know. We ain't got there yet. PO number, Jim number 1, love it. You're going to change the invoice. I get it. Net 30. Inverter, tariff charges, again, just roll those together because you're basically, smacking people in the face with that, and that's terrible. Labor, you undercut me on labor. Thanks for the half price on labor. That's nice. Trip charge, shipping, freight, sales tax. Good evening, Jim. Good evening, Jim. Put my monocle in. After looking at your Auto 34S, I checked the motor with a multimeter and it came out in the correct range for operation. That being said, the inverter is bad. I'll have to order the inverter, which comes with it. Oh, stop it. Okay. We're not going to do that anymore. Lead time is roughly 2 to 3 days. That was very nice to tell me that. And this is an estimate. Great. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks, Jared. That's great. but we're not going to say anything about tariffs. We're just going to include it into it because no one cares about tariffs anymore. We just want it fixed. Okay. Other than that, great. Again, labor on the particular one was 2.7 warranty, right? So
Is there a way in QuickBooks to change it from saying invoice to quote or estimate? Should be.
yeah, that would be a question for them. I never had QuickBooks Online. I'm so old. I only had QuickBooks, right? And it was terrible. QuickBooks Online is so much nicer. As far as this goes, this is nice. Just fixed the 1.7 should have been at least 3. Right? So you lost almost as much money as he charged me for shipping. That's a lot of money. Right? And then again, you'll roll the tariff in. So not bad. All right, so here we go. Connor McKee. Open. It's okay. It's all right. I like the color. I don't know if it matches someone's hair that you know out there, because you guys have, but whatever. It's good. All right. Okay. Email. Okay. Obviously, you're gonna fix the phone number or the invoice. I'm great with that. You know what bothers me about this? It eclipses the salesperson box. So again, the OCD in me. Right. Okay. Payment terms due on receipt. Wow, you carrying Steve with you? What are we doing here? Steve's just gonna walk up by. I'll take that money now, right? Like, what I love about this, yeah, call your sales guy. Yeah, he's great. I hear he's great. So tire changer not starting. That's fantastic. It's like an old Ford. It just sort of turns over, right? And again, you roll this in, right? This is terrible, right? This is great because this is terrible. All right. Water seeped into the inverter and bent the insides. Ohm meter shows the electric motor still has power. Everything else is working fine. The only thing with water seeping inside is you're gonna have to tell me how it got there, right? Is it because I hired that pressure washer last weekend and he came out and pressure washed everything and made everything nice and clean? Is it was I in a flood, right? Because sometimes you guys in the high desert out there, you get those flash floods. Just be prepared to explain how the water got there.
And I forgot to put freight charge on
Yeah.
there.
So the service charge by the time you buy it, that's I don't know, it's a good 3.5 hours at $150 an hour. So that's not bad. So again, though, you should have service charge and you should have labor. So it should be broken out separate. Okay, you'll do better. Did you get in touch with Gina?
Yes, I have it
All
set
right.
up now.
Okay, that's fine.
Service charge.
Wait, she already set yours up? Yeah, she set it up sometime last night. I got the email like, oh, you can just like log in now.
So very nice.
So now I have that.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. See, he's got Hunter smaller. He's got Precision bigger. That's nice. Right. Email, phone number. This is nice.
That's their problem.
Skeptic here. Engineering. Inverter amount. Obviously, you rolled the tariff. If you rolled the tariff in, great. Labor 2.7 hours. It's fine. Again, you probably could have rounded up to 3, at least 3.5. Throw the diagnostics in with the labor again, right? Don't be fair to the customer, unlike some people, but be fair to yourself also. Okay. Don't sell yourself short, right? So 3.5, at least 3.5, right? Because again, I have no idea how much, because I can't go out there and see I can't go out there and see what the labor time guide is, right? So tax, really cheap on tax.
That's actually your tax rate here in Missouri. I did off
Okay,
tax
okay,
rate here.
okay.
Can't tax labor, right?
You can't
Yeah,
tax
we don't tax
so
labor.
we tax
Yeah,
labor,
yeah,
I
yeah.
only tax-
Right, and there's two sales taxes. There's
Yeah,
one
it's like-
for regular and then one for food. It's like
yeah,
two different sales taxes.
4.23,
Yeah, it's weird.
4.4.
Yeah, it's weird.
Slightly different.
The
What I
universal.
could do was put a text box in there that would block all
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So that doesn't have the lines. The machine is experiencing inconsistent motor response and occasional inverter fault codes. Where are we reading those? Okay, there's a new screen that I don't know about. I'm just good. After verifying income, it sounds really good though, right? Because he's never going to know that he can't read inverter codes. But that sounds chippy. I like it. The issue persisted after a power reset and parameter verification. Including, to restore proper and reliable operation, the universal was replaced and tested, confirming normal functionality and stable performance. All right, nice. That's nice. This makes me warm, and this gives me the warm and fuzzies. Okay, I love the warm and fuzzies. All right, that's nice. Oh, hey, come on in. Hi.
It's rude to knock, so I forget to stand at the door.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. As long as you're not licking it, right? Then I got to worry about you. Yeah, they do. So we'll just tip that one over. Maybe we'll do a quick lunch. We'll tip it over or something like that.
Is it the same mount? Is what it got?
The silver bracket.
Yeah, is it the silver bracket? That's
Yeah. 100 engineering invoice. I love the coloring, by the way. Josh. LaPointe. Josh, that's you, right?
Yeah,
No, not Josh. Don't tell me. Yeah, it is Josh. Okay.
That's fine.
All right. Jesse Josh. It's 10 people. It's a lot of people. I like the coloring. It makes it stand out. Right. Oh, look, it says Josh. Ship via on site. That's interesting. All right. Inverter, signal cable, whatever. It's $30. Replace the inverter, 3 hours on site service. Inverter shield. Oh yeah, there was a bulletin about that. Thank you for charging me $0 for that shield because we give it to you for free. Right. So what it does, it's like a rain shield. Keeps the water from seeping in. So there's a bulletin about that. You'll just I don't know. I guess the tariff's in there. It looks a little low for the tariff, but it is a little low. That's fine.
I never actually added the part to an order, so I didn't see the tariff.
Okay. Well, neither did I until other people brought it up.
But I turned the part up a little bit, so covered
It's
some of it.
yeah. Trip charge, date's interesting. Not bad. Resolution. Wheel will not rotate. Confirmed voltage. Insured motor. Confirmed voltage output from UVW, whatever that stands for. Replaced inverter. Set all dip switches. Connected main motor and pedal cables. Tested function. Machine operates as intended. Installed inverter shield at no charge per. See, this gentleman. This is some fine writing right here. Fine writing right here. Sticky boogers.
Oh, I gotta see. Is this copyrighted?
That's nice.
Look, hey, it looks nice.
What about it?
Is that cool?
I don't care.
Because it kind of blends.
Hunter, you put Hunter. I can't read it from here.
Again, it's just it's the logo, right? Accuracy suffers. I would reach out to James D. Castaneda. They have done most research on that. To the best of my knowledge, the 60 turn will fail, and I'm a million targets for that. All right, so we're gonna take this. We're going to forward. We're gonna put this into DIEK. He just told me how to spell it. Now I can't spell it. DIECK. Forward. Forward this message. James D. Cass. Forwarding. We are forwarding. Gentlemen, we're forwarding. All right. This looks good. This looks great. I love the only thing is most people don't want a 2-page invoice. So figure out how to make something up here squishy.
Well, like,
right?
Yeah, because on some of the other ones through
Right.
QuickBooks, that whole under the header, it was totally different.
So I'm just saying everything's fine. No one wants 2 pages of invoice because they're going to lose the second page, right? Because they don't even if you staple it in. I know, right? That's the most important part, right? So just
Yeah, I kept trying to figure that out. So how do I get this to add in? I'm on my own.
no, you're good. All right, so he gave me a thumbs up on that, so he's happy with that. So we're good. All right, so we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Everything's good. Going back to here. We're gonna get to working here in a second. Matt Wise, Don Redrick. So this is a new one. You guys just redid it, and you redid it. Oh, you just keep. Wow. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Email.
Ignore mine too. I just said the
Exchange.
delivery was correct, but it
Fine.
looked like it showed a brick on
That's fine.
the one you already opened.
I love how you got. It's hard to see it. You have to do invoice breakdown, and then you can see the invoice. They make you look for it. They don't just put it right out there. All right, okay,
Figure that out.
that's good. Yeah, it just wants you to hit the big green Pay Now button. Again, very nice. Email, phone number. All right, so now we're gonna have a little fun. So we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna get out of here. Yeah, I can't. I don't get any of your emails, right? All right, so we're gonna go to here. We're gonna go back to here. We're gonna go to the tube of you. YouTube. 2001 Space Odyssey. Trailing down openings. What's the word I'm looking for? Theme.
With
Is this the right one?
Pilot, I can save when I drive safely. With USAA Safe Pilot Miles, I can.
That fucking bad. Okay. Steve, you recording this? I will be recording.
Not to be outdone, but the prize for the highest invoice for an inverter, $4,600 US in Technicolor, multicolor, quad symphonic invoices.
Thank you.
I've only broke that song out for one other person to have, you know. He still works for us. He's in Alabama. There you go. All right, so he spent me he got me for 10 grand for spec update. So, yeah, it was something. So, wrong one. Let's go to here. And somehow you sent me a link. Thought it was weird that you sent me a link. Like I have to click on the link.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem to be doing that anymore.
Okay. The first one.
Generated.
Okay. So at least he gives me an email and a phone number to air my grievances to. Not that he's going to care or listen to them, because he's too busy vacationing in Bermuda after spending $4,600. Yes, anyway. So he got me for an inrush inverter, and then the cable inverter, and then some reason my motor was also bad, and then there was the labor, and then there was a pulley, which is that must be a really good CNC machine pulley. And then he decided to like he didn't even the thank because I actually had a two different because I didn't realize that the tariff wasn't involved in it. So because you were the first person to give me the tariff, you had me start out so that now we'll just incorporate it together. But I didn't realize that the tariff wasn't actually there. So the best, so this is the best part. All right, it says, if I can't read it here, it says. Okay. It says customer complaint, no platen rotation. Thank you.
I was looking for that. I couldn't find that word.
No platen rotation when stepping on pedal. Customer confirm proper voltage to the machine. Fuse blown to inverter. Older designed inverter, blah, blah, per whatever. I had to look that up. I don't even know what that is. Remote inverter kit, pedal harness, and motor required for service. It's basically anything 18 inches or below on that tire machine just got replaced because we just like pulled out the shotgun and pulled both triggers, and the parts cannon was loaded, and by golly, we were sending it. Replaced inverter, bad motor. I guess motor, pedal harness. Okay, so to Mike's defense, we had a little bit of an email conversation about it, and the fuses blow to protect the rest of the machine from the inverter. So if the inverter fuses blow on a machine within an inverter, if the fuses blow on the inverter, it's protecting the machine from the inverter. And I think where it was, because like on the Revolution, it doesn't have an inverter. So if the fuse blows on a Revolution, the fuse blows to protect the machine from the motor. So it depends on which tire changer I'm dealing with. It may be the motor or it may be in the inverter, but it's never going to be, it shouldn't be both. Now, if the thermal switch was tripped, right? But then you could go in, you could ohm out the thermal switch. But so that's, I think, because you heard fuses and then it was,
100%. That's where my mind.
we're good. No, it's good. I understand. But we still needed a little fun with this because it was quite. So the worst part, are you ready? This is the worst part. Anything below 18 inches got replaced, right? I'll be back next week because your indent sensors are damaged, but I didn't bother to fix them or throw it on there or nothing. I'll be back next week to charge you more money for the indent sensors. All right, because $4,500 and 4 hours wasn't enough. I need to when I come back from my Bahamas vacation, I'm gonna have to pay for all the liquor I drove. All right, so I'm gonna have to get you next week. Okay, that was like the worst part, right? Don't tell me you didn't even fix the whole machine. It still doesn't work right because the sensors are damaged. Okay, so all right. Yeah, anyway, that's what the last line there is. What really I was reading this on Sunday, and I was like, dang.
Oh, he said some choice words.
So anyway, dang.
Yeah,
So-
so 9 times in QuickBooks, 7 of those he was just laughing his ass off. He had to look at it, close it, open it up, and see if it really said that.
Yeah. Indent sensors, those are the fingers. Remember the fingers I said that they always go bad? So what I did is I took it upon myself to look up Mike's cost or your cost on indent fingers about $30. Okay. So if you wanted to, or if you wanted, and when Steve Jr. comes in during the last week of class, Steve Jr. will come in and talk to you guys for 30 to 40 minutes. Please answer his questions and please just try to, anyway. Because he'll ask a question and I think everyone's just like rooted to the spot. No one ever says anything. It's like, I get it. He's like second in charge of the business, but he's still trying to be. Anyway, he's gonna tell you the difference between what makes a regular technician and what makes a great technician. Okay, And one of the things that makes a great technician over a regular technician is, bear with me when I say this because 3 of you are going to hit the floor, giving stuff away. Giving stuff away, but putting it on the invoice that you gave it to someone for free. Okay, so Captain 45 over there, what he could have done is he could have put another line that says, hey, while I was repairing everything, on the machine that, I noticed that your indent sensors were bad. I went ahead and replaced the indent sensors for free since the invoice was as big as it was. Okay, now he's out $60. If he's charging $500 for freight, he's still making the $60, right? So, but he puts it on the invoice, line number 9, right? Upper and lower indent sensors damaged, replaced for free, right? Then he comes over here and I don't know if you can change the zeros to red or not, but if you could put a negative in front of the 0, it'll turn that number into red so that it stands out on the invoice because it's a -0, but it shows up as a 0, right? So then it's like, because what Steve Jr. is going to say is that everyone gives away free stuff. My wife to this day is still mad at me because my lock-on air chucks and the rings for the balancer cups. You're in the van, you're making the invoice, and little Timmy comes up to you and goes, hey, did anyone tell you the lock-on air chuck on whatever is bad? And you're like, no. And I just printed out the invoice. I don't really feel like reprinting out the invoice for $10.50. So what do? I go to the back of the van and I throw little Timmy a lock-on air chuck because he's going to replace it himself. Did I get credit for giving the guy a free $11 part? No, the guy has no idea I gave him a free $11 part because little Timmy's not going to tell anyone I gave it to him for free. Little Timmy's just going to put it on. People don't even know that the air chuck was bad, and then people don't know that the air chuck was fixed. Or those silly rubber rings because you have the plastic cone, but they're going to scratch the wheels, and everyone used to wear those rubber rings out. Before COVID, they used to be $6.80, right? You were basically just throwing them out the window as you drove by people, right? Because they're $6, right? So again, little Timmy comes out and goes, hey, I know you were working on the alignment machine, but I need a new O-ring, and they call them O-rings, right? You got to learn what your customers call stuff because they never call about it. I need a new O-ring for the balancer. Fine. So again, you'd walk to the back, you'd pull the rubber, you'd pull the little strap, not strap, but a bungee cord. You pull a little bungee cord. You want 1 or 2? Can I have 2? Yes, you can have 2, right? So there's another $12, right? I never put that in my invoice because again, I already got the signature on the invoice, right? I went to the service manager. He gave me his signature. I went to parts. I got a purchase order, right? I don't want to go through that for $12 in customer pay that cost me like $8, right? So I gave away 2 more things that I never got credit for. But the people who win Lee Hunter and stuff like that, they will put that on their invoice. They will promote themselves for giving something away. Okay? And again, on an invoice like that, and I get it because I came from the automotive world, and like my first month out, it was a very hard month because I still broke everything out, right? If you notice, he's got 9 lines. Everyone else has like 3. I still broke everything out. The person that I replaced was big on cash. He liked to do cash deals. So evidently, he would mark up the invoice and then say, if you paid me in cash, you can take 10% off if you paid today. Well, I was new. I was naive. I didn't understand that. Because in the dealership world, you just paid, right? So I had a guy way up in Rome. No, Cartersville? Rome. I had a guy way up in Rome. He's like, hey, the last guy, I could pay him cash to give me 10% off. Well, I was stupid. I said, no, I don't work that way. I just, pay me So I left Rome, and about halfway between Rome and Cartersville, I got a phone call from my divisional manager because in Atlanta, you don't have a regional. Right? A lot of places you have regional managers, and then you have a divisional manager over them. Atlanta's one of 4 or 5 places where you don't have a regional, you just have a divisional, right? So you're missing that because a regional's job is to keep all the complaining customers from getting to the divisional. The divisional's job is to get the people who are really complaining to not call Hunter. So I didn't have that in between, right? So anyone who ever called always went right to the division, right? And Irwin, oh, he was so cool. Irwin's like, "What are you doing, Jim?" Yeah. And so if Irwin called me up and called me Jimmy, what's going on, Jimmy? I knew it was going to be a good call, right? If he called me up and he called me Jim, I'm like, pull over to the side of the road. Don't lose cell phone, because it's 2004. Don't lose cell phone service. Pull over to the side of the road. Listen very intently. So because I could tell after a while, you could tell how the conversation was going. How you doing, Jim? Oh, snap. And he's like, you didn't give the guy a 10% deal for the cash. I'm like, I didn't know I was supposed to do that, right? They didn't tell me I could do that, right? I didn't. I thought they didn't tell me I could do that. They didn't tell me I couldn't do it, but they also didn't tell me I could do that, right? So then from that day on, I realized, I could give them, 10% off on cash. Now, the rest of you guys are going to think I'm crazy, but what I did is when I got paid in cash, I would take the money home and I would give it to my wife, and she would save it. She'd put it in her jewelry drawer. And then when we went on vacation, she'd pull out all that cash, and that's what we paid for food and stuff with, so that I didn't actually pay for any food on the trip, all the cash from the food. Okay. But yeah, so I was the same way. I blew everything out. I wanted to show her everything. I had everything on. So I had a tough time with that, right? And then I had a tough time with discounts, right? And then I learned all that.
And all joking aside, as a tech, that was my typical.
Yeah, no.
And everything went in my store because obviously I can't bill anything through invoice, but in the store, as a courtesy, saw this, did that,
Right.
So get it. But also $60.
So you got a call from that message. That was around that day.
That day, like I left the guy in Rome, and I didn't give the guy in Rome his 10% discount for paying cash. I made him pay with a check. He got on the phone because the guy in Rome had been in business for, I don't know, 20, 30 years before I got there, right? So he knew all the, he had all the phone numbers. And so he just called up, and he called up my divisional manager, and he let him know that he was very disappointed that the old service technician did cash receipts and I didn't, right? So then I learned I needed to do cash receipts. The best one ever is there's a Peachtree City, Georgia, and a Peachtree Corners, Georgia. And Irwin called me up, and he was hot. He's like, Jim. I'm like, snap. He goes, what are you doing at Kaufman? I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I hadn't even been to Kaufman yet today. And I said, I'm not sure, sir. Which Kaufman are we talking about? And he goes, the Kaufman in Peachtree Corners. And then all of a sudden I was like, good. I was like, sir, I hate to break it to you, but Mike Halsey does Peachtree Corners. I do Peachtree City. He goes, oh, okay. he hung up the phone. And then I knew Mike was in for a bad day. Because Peachtree Corners was hot. So, yeah, so that was a funny one. I got in trouble because there was the name Peach, because everything in Georgia is named Peachtree, right? We have like 43 different streets that are named Peachtree. I'm sorry? Yeah, no, he was in trouble. They'll call Eduardo. So as long as you and Eduardo are tight, everything will be good. And it's Eduardo's job, right, to keep problem customers from calling. As of this morning at 8 a.m., it was still Darcy Talon, who is the international VP. There are rumors that may change as soon as the bulletin comes out later today. But yeah. I'm sorry? No, he's still your regional manager, right? So right now the vice president of international is